Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. I'm Rebecca, and today we're going to talk about a very important topic that affects us all, especially in the world of law and technology. The use of artificial intelligence, or AI, has become more and more common in our daily lives, and it's changing the way we do things. But with great power comes great responsibility, and recently we've seen some high-profile cases where AI has been used in ways that are not acceptable. A recent high-profile case of AI hallucination serves as a stark warning, where two attorneys representing MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell in a Colorado defamation case were fined $3,000 each for submitting a court filing filled with mistakes and citations of cases that didn't exist. Okay, let's move on to the next side. The case involved a defamation case where Lindell was ordered to pay Eric Coomer, a former employee of Denver-based Dominion Voting Systems, more than $2 million after claiming Coomer and Dominion used election equipment to flip votes to Joe Biden. The error-riddled court filing was part of this case, and it included more than 24 mistakes, including hallucinated cases, meaning fake cases made up by AI tools. The judge in the case, Nina Y. Wang, found that the lawyers violated a federal rule that requires lawyers to certify that claims they make in court are well grounded in the law. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The use of AI by lawyers in court is not itself illegal, but the problem arises when AI generates fake cases or hallucinated cases that are not real. In this case, the lawyers used AI to prepare a court filing that included citations of cases that didn't exist. This is a serious problem because it undermines the integrity of the court and can lead to incorrect decisions. The judge wrote that the lawyers didn't provide any proper explanation of how these mistakes happened, and they were not forthcoming when questioned about whether the motion was generated using artificial intelligence. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The financial sanctions as well as reputational damage for the two lawyers are a stark reminder for attorneys who, like many others, are increasingly using artificial intelligence in their work. Maura Grossman, a professor at the University of Waterloo, said that the $3,000 fines were reasonably light, given that these were not unsophisticated lawyers who just really wouldn't know better. The kind of errors that were made here were egregious, and Grossman advised other lawyers who find themselves in the same position to not attempt to cover it up and to fess up to the judge as soon as possible. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. There have been a host of high-profile cases where the use of generative AI has gone wrong for lawyers and others filing legal cases. Damien Charlatan tracks court cases from across the world where generative AI produced hallucinated content and where a court or tribunal specifically levied warnings or other punishments. There are 206 cases identified as of Thursday, and that's only since the spring. Charlatan said that he suspects there are many, many, many more. But just a lot of courts and parties prefer not to address it because it's very embarrassing for everyone involved. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The case involving the MyPillow lawyers is just a microcosm of the growing dilemma of how courts and lawyers can strike the balance between welcoming life-changing technology and using it responsibly in court. The use of AI is growing faster than authorities can make guardrails around its use. It's even being used to present evidence in court and to provide victim impact statements. This year, a judge on a New York State appeals court was furious after a plaintiff representing himself tried to use a younger, more handsome AI-generated avatar to argue his case for him. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Despite the cautionary tales that make headlines, both Grossman and Charlatan view AI as an incredibly useful tool for lawyers, and one they predict will be used in court more, not less. However, they emphasize the importance of verifying AI-generated content to ensure it's accurate and reliable. Charlatan has found three main issues when lawyers or others use AI to file court documents. The first are the fake cases created or hallucinated by AI chatbots. The second is that AI creates a fake quote from a real case. And the third is harder to spot when the citation and case name are correct, but the legal argument being cited is not actually supported by the case that is sourced. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The American Bar Association, the national representative of the legal profession, issued its first ethical guidance on the use of AI last year. The organization warned that because these tools are subject to mistakes, lawyers' uncritical reliance on content created by a generative artificial intelligence tool can result in inaccurate legal advice to clients or misleading representations to courts and third parties. The Advisory Committee on Evidence Rules, the group responsible for studying and recommending changes to the National Rules of Evidence for federal courts, has been slow to act and is still working on amendments for the use of AI for evidence. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. In the meantime, Grossman has this suggestion for anyone who uses AI. Trust nothing, verify everything. This is especially important for lawyers who have a duty to provide competent representation to their clients. The use of AI can be a powerful tool in the legal profession, but it must be used responsibly and with caution. By verifying AI-generated content and being transparent about its use, lawyers can harness the power of AI while avoiding the pitfalls. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. The use of AI in court is a complex issue, and there are many different perspectives on how it should be regulated. Some judges have created their own standards, requiring lawyers and those representing themselves in court to submit AI disclosures when it has been used. In a few instances, judges in North Carolina, Ohio, Illinois, and Montana have established various prohibitions on the use of AI in their courtrooms, according to a database created by the law firm Ropes and Gray. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. In conclusion, the use of AI in court is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, it has the potential to revolutionize the way lawyers work and provide more efficient and effective representation. On the other hand, it also poses significant risks if not used responsibly. As we move forward, it's essential that lawyers, judges, and authorities work together to establish clear guidelines and guardrails around the use of AI in court. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We'll see you in the next video.